All right. So most of the questions I actually get from top agents on a daily basis is why aren't my ads being posted? Why are they being declined? Or why can't I get things to just go? I post them, but they don't show up. And the biggest thing I'm seeing is that terms of service have not been checked off. Now, this is not a one and done thing. Every time Facebook, Meta, whatever you want to call that world, updates their terms of service, we usually get a notification that we ignore and bypass it, and then things will not get posted. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a link in the chat right now. Let me just get to it. And what I want everybody to do, and this will go out in the growth call after. So if you're on a mobile device and cannot do that, that is okay. But here it comes in the chat. And when you click on this, as long as you're logged into your Facebook, it's going to take you directly to something called the lead gen terms of service. If it shows red, you're going to have problems. You're going to have problems. You're not going to be able to post or get ads approved. So everybody just take a minute, click on that link, and you may have multiple pages. Like I saw a page in there that I thought I had deactivated like 3 years ago, and I was like, oh goodness, goodbye. That's gotta go. Who's seeing red? Is anybody seeing red at the top where it says you need to accept? Oh, get it then. Hit that accept button after you read it. So that's been a common theme that I've been seeing across the board. Frank, we fixed that for you the other day. All right. The other thing is, how many of you know what email you originally used to sign up for Facebook with? Now, how many of you still have access to that email?
I don't.
I know. So many don't. So
Tell me
what
how to
I
change it.
I will now in the chat.
And it should say red. Mine is telling me to update my password, so I just did that.
And then it's amazing because when I looked at the email, I log in often with my cell phone, right? It's either your cell phone or the email. And when I saw the email, because I'm such a creature of habit by just typing in my phone number on things, I was like, I don't even know. I haven't even logged into that email in 5 years. Like 5 years. I'm like, if I haven't logged into my email for Facebook for 5 years, what are my friends and family at the KW New England community not doing? Logging into that email. So again, I will put this all inside the growth call. So if you're just following along, this is recorded. You can replay it and watch along later as well. But do you know how the email you use, or can you update it? Now, here's the other thing. This is going to get controversial. You're going to get mad at me. I'm okay with it. How many of you do not have a business page and you can just put it right here? You don't have to show me, tell me, or put it in the chat. But if you are doing business on a personal account that you open separate to do business, there may be a time where you are shut down. It has happened recently to many of our agents because in that terms of service, it says if you are conducting business of any type, you need to do it on a business page. The other thing is you can't run ads or look at metrics. So if you are only using a personal page to run your business, you're missing out on so much information. For instance, I can tell you the time of day most of my subscribers or the people who follow my business page interact with it. And it's 2 times a day and it's odd. So the first one is at 7:05 in the morning. And then the second one is actually around 11:30 p.m. I have 2 very distinct audiences. I have all my KW friends, and then I have everybody who's in my first responder world from when my husband was an active realtor. 2 different demographics looking at things. So they kind of skew my stuff, but I know people are seeing it at 7 in the morning or 11:30 at night. If you're using your personal page to do that, you're not going to see how many people like, comment, share, impressions it gets, engagement it gets, and you're doing your business a disservice. The other thing, it's usually behind a privacy wall so people can't see it. So if I go, David Hire, Facebook page, realtor. He's not going to come up as something public facing. I'm going to have to like him or add him as a friend. And I don't know if I like him enough to do that yet. I mean, I do. David's one of my BFFs in this world. But as a consumer, I'm going to look at that and go, why doesn't this business person have a page? Because honestly, people are looking at Facebook more than they're looking at Google when they're trying to get to know you. Do I want to interact with them? Do they have a personality that matches mine? Are they going to understand my family needs? Do they engage with their community? Right? So when you turn on your Facebook page, what does your Facebook say about you? Does it say you're a busy realtor? Does it say you're a family person? Does it say you're engaging? Does it say you're weird like me and put out a lot of weird content? What does it say about you? And more importantly, would you want to do business with who you see just on Facebook? Because what we say in our social world is really what people are hearing. If you're saying another one sold, another one sold, another one under contract, look at my happy people getting their keys. What you're actually saying to them is, I'm too busy to work with you. And that's not what we want. We want them, instead, we want to be like, look, we're going to get you to the closing table because we're great and we're going to work hard for you. But sometimes our posts don't say that. And they also don't talk about our charitable hearts or all the things we're doing. And that, friends, is the secret sauce of the growth call and what we give you. We are trying to make you a little more human, a little less barfy when it comes to real estate stuff. So that way you can get some good engaging stuff on. All right. Any questions about those two things I just went on?
Yes.
Go for it.
You said, are you saying that we shouldn't be posting only our businesses, or are you, because I'm a little bit confused on that.
Yes, I love this question. It's my favorite. How many of your family and friends pick up the phone for you 6 months into your real estate career? They don't want to.
No, zero.
No, they don't want to hear from, because they're afraid that the only thing you're going to talk about is real estate.
Sure.
At some point, we have to stop overdoing it with that post. Start everything on your business page, share the engaging stuff back. Then invite the people who interact with the shared post to like your page. Right? My Facebook feed, and it's my own fault, is, and I'm sure Alana, Babs, you probably have a Facebook feed that is the same way when I say this. It is a sea of red. I don't even see what my family does anymore because I am friends with so many KW people that that's all I see is every property you've ever sold or have coming soon. Babs, would you agree?
Yep.
Yep. The amount of KWs that I see on a hourly basis on Facebook.
Yep. And I'm excited. And I love when your engaging growth call post breakthrough, right? Because it means the algorithm is picking up. But start it on your business page and carefully choose what to share back. This or that Thursdays are one of the best things to do because you're not selling to people, right? You're being curious. You want to know what they think, because everything in these posts is meant to give you tags, and it's meant to give you conversation starters. So I get a lot of pushback on tags, and people are like, they're messy, there's too many. And I'm going to tell you, the second you open command on your phone and look at tags and you're like, oh, I know who this person is. I know exactly what to talk about. I'm going to talk about their mechanical pencil fetish, right? Like, I have something to talk about with them today, and be like, you got to tell me what your favorite pencil is. They're going to be, one, probably a little freaked out that you remembered that, but it's just something to talk about that is not real estate based, and it gets people to see your page. And then if I posted on yours and it's public, somebody else in my world is going to see that I posted, so now they might post beneath, and you're just going to start getting more views and more views organically. But yeah, we've got to do things on business, because here's the thing, I can't get it back. If you violate terms of service by advertising consistently on your personal Facebook page, your private Facebook world, they're not going to give you back your likes, your photos, everything you've built up in there. So if you need help, reach out to the Market Center. There's all kinds of guides on how to start a page and some best practices so that you can also start advertising or getting those metrics. David.
Brooke, if our company has a public page, right, and many of our market centers do, you can do the same. You seen as I don't own it. Can we share it? And they're good at posting to it. Can I share things from that back to my personal page as well?
You can, but I want you guys to individually get business exposure. So if there's something like an award you win from your Market Center business page that it's public, share it to your business page and then share it back to your personal. But you want to get as much traffic to your business. Think about this as putting a big old neon sign outside your business if people were walking by. You want to get people in front of it as much as possible. So yes, absolutely share, because it also looks good when you share from other people, your mortgage partners, your title partners, things that are educational or will bring value to your community. Absolutely share from other business pages. Go ahead, Monette.
My question will be towards, like you saying, we can post business like on our business page and then add a little bit personal on it, or just keep the personal and business. So I just want to be clear on that, because this is what I've been doing. I've been having my personal page for, it has a little bit business that travels through it, because everything that I post on my business shows up sometimes on my personal, and then on my Instagram, it's connected from my Instagram to my business so that I don't do the commercials twice. What are you saying exactly?
Saying show off who you are as a person, because people do business with people they like. And if all you're doing is being a newspaper ad, they're never going to get to know your personality, which is why we give you the growth call content. Because sometimes it's really hard for us to put ourselves out there. And this is a way to start showing off parts of your personality without being like, hi, I'm Brooke. I like long walks on the beach, cheese, Jeeps, and dark chocolate. Right? Like, we're not like, this is not Tinder and a dating profile. This is, you get to have glimpses of me and who I am. Guys, go follow my Facebook page. It's the Brooke Silva RTT. My daughter gets more engagement on the things I post about that tiny terror than anyone else. I bring in small doses of my life so people have something to be like, oh, she has kids. Yep, she understands this. Right? So small doses, and I'm going to put my link up there. I also put out things for you guys, such as if I see a big scam happening or big outages in like Amazon Web Services, the things that would affect our everyday lives that make us crazy with technology. I put that out there for you. But go look at what I do. I'm consistent in my posting. I've always got usually a Monday nerdiness post. I talk about how many balls I lost golfing on Friday, right? But I put it out as, hey, how many balls do you think I'm going to lose today? Like, and that's the amount of messages I got on Friday were hysterical. But you've got to let your personality show just a little bit to try to bring people into your world through connections. But I am protective of my family. I'm very protective of them. But yes, you can see there's all kinds of stuff.
One more.
Yeah, go for it.
I just wanted to add that I've had that experience, what you're saying. So I've had a lot of things that goes on my business page is real estate. But when I go on vacation, for example, I don't expose my family, and I just refuse to. Refuse to be giving I go on vacation. Why do you have to know? But I'm in real estate. I'm posting so many things about real estate. Then I find it to be boring. Like, they think you don't have a life.
I didn't say it. You said it. I did not say it. You said it.
Exactly. So I post what I do on vacation. I got more likes than anything else. I'm like, why do you care about that? I went on vacation.
Because people want to love you. They want connection. I will tell you, when I'm going somewhere, even if I have all my reservations lined up, if I know where I'm going, I am still going to ask my KW community, hey, I'm going up to Portland, Maine next week. Where must I eat? And girl, my feed will light up.
I know.
Up.
That's true.
Because it shows we're human. right? We are
That's a-
humans at the end of the
yeah.
day, and that's what we need is connection. And
Then
when
people are nosy too. They want to know what you do.
oh, of course they are. And that's why I push them over to my business page where you get a little bit of me. Actually, I give you a lot of me because I do not hide anything for the most part. What you see here is what you get 24/7, my poor family. But yeah, we want to be human. And people, it's sad that we live in the world where people don't Google you, they don't go to your website, they go right to Facebook. So fans, dust that off. And another one, we're also going to talk about LinkedIn. How many of you came from corporate world? I still have corporate TSD. I talk about it often, especially at 6PP. That has been my gold mine. That was how my husband sold all the homes he needed to sell. So anything I'm posting on Facebook, I'm putting it on LinkedIn. We don't have to worry about that today, but I want that to stick in the back of your head. You might have to dust that off as well. All right, so let's talk about two really important things on your business page. Who knows what two-factor authentication is? This is like my favorite, most annoying thing on the planet. Two-factor is when you log in somewhere and then you have to go either approve it or get a code on your phone. You may hate it, but I'm going to tell you at the end of the day, when somebody hacks your account and they're attempting to get in and they can't because they can't get to that code, you are going to be thankful and grateful for any time you set up two-factor. Yes, is it annoying? Yes, it will save you. I've had the same agent in one of the market centers refuse to do this, and we're on the third time here. We're on the third time he's been hacked and had to start over, but he just doesn't care. I can't wait to get the phone call after. Not on this call. He'll find out. But two-factor is going to save you, whether it's your Gmail, any device or any account where you put payment information in. That is sacred. That is sacred. So that will also cover you. You got to do it for your Instagram too if you post to both. And then the other thing is, how many of you have an admin set up on your business Facebook that if something were to happen to your Facebook and you got locked out, could help you get back in? Who is your super person who you trust and love to be someone on your business page? So I'm going to give you that link as well on how to add someone as an admin. They do have to follow your page. So I had to make my husband follow my page so I could make him a super admin. But we have had a few login attempts where he was able to say, this was not us, get our Facebook locked down, reset passwords, contact me and said, babe, we were almost just hacked. I was able to stop it. Boom. Clear. We're safe. So we want to make sure we've got all these little things set up so that when we do get really good at posting and scheduling the posts and getting our communities bigger, we don't lose that community, because that's the last thing we want. We don't want to do all this work and build it to lose it. So we've got to be safe. Other small things. Go into your about section on your business page, or about for our Canadian friends that are so close to the border, right? How do you present? Is it easy to get a hold of you? Does your website link actually work? We found that out today with a couple friends that we were working with. I clicked on it and it went to a dead link, dead link, dead link. All over adding a www. Helpful hint, friends. If you're using the KW websites, www does not exist in our world. It is just your name.kw.com or whatever you set up. So a couple small things like that. And again, do you know your email that you log into Facebook with? And do you have access to that email? Because if not, we will want to update that to something you do have access to. It's scary. It's scary. So what other questions do we have on what we just went over on the back half of some of those more security things? The adding people, the two-factor, being humans.
There's a lot to unpack here, Brooke, let me just say.
It is, but you know what? Click the links. It's gonna have we already got one huge hurdle done, right? Terms of service. Like that is the nerdiest thing I'm gonna go over with you guys today. Like that's it. And it's a click a link and do. But I want you guys set up for success. And usually that starts with making sure we can actually advertise or do things.
Brooke, how do I save the links?
I'm going to put them in the growth call in a couple minutes. As soon as this call
Thank
ends, I'm
you.
going to go in and put all these things right inside the growth call. And I'll also put it in Ignite if you're part of
Thank
that
you.
group. Is everybody in the growth call group, or do you need that link again? I'll put it in. Let me just find it. Growth call. And you guys can also get back to previous content. So while they could be specific to certain holidays, if you look back on some of the this or that Thursdays, if you're looking for additional content or you want to beef up your social media calendar with more than 3 posts we're giving you, you can go ahead and look at post. It's literally copy, paste, put it in, schedule it, and off you go. We give you a ton of stuff. So next week after the call, what we're going to do is focus on how do you take this content and now schedule it so it automatically goes out into the world. So instead of just spending this half hour with me, you can then go ahead as soon as we get off of this and say, I know exactly what to do with this content and how to interact with it. Because how your community interacts with your Facebook posts is going to give you the clues you need to get them on the smart plans you need so that you never forget about them. Guys, any questions in general about the growth call or Facebook that I can answer before we hop off? We are a little early, but I'll give you 10 minutes back so you can go put some of those growth posts in.
Brooke, can I go off topic for something on
Hold on
command?
real quick. Do we have any growth call questions first? Oh, DBA logo. If you go to the growth call and you click on DBA logo, you can download yours. That is KW Coastal and Lakes and Mountains and or KW Elite or whatever your market center is. You have to have that. Nerd trick, always use the one that ends in .png so you don't get the ugly white box behind it. All right, Steve.
It's a command question.
Okay. I don't
You
know if I
ready?
can answer it.
Do you know if there's going to be updates to the quick post on campaigns? They seem to have been sitting there. It's been the same ones since I started.
That I can poke for you to see. Good thing you've got a region who loves you and gives you some more, huh?
Exactly, because these are stale. But thank
That's
God
fine,
it's
man.
pumpkin season again, because that joke about pumpkin spice and whatever has been there for a year.
Well, so here's the other thing. Look back into your posts. Which one of those posts worked?
Yep.
And replay it. There's
Okay.
nothing wrong with replaying something from last year, especially if it worked.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I will find out about that. I don't use those because they come up a little different for leadership for
Right.
me because I'm not agent facing on my command, even though I train agents. It just comes up a little different. So I don't see that they're not. And you're shuffling?
Yeah, and it's shuffle. Quick post.
I would
It's
just
quick
say
post.
this
Yeah.
too. How many times have you been to the same KW training? How many times has somebody taken 6 PP, 6 personal perspectives? 6 times? I think I've taught it 8 times since coming to the region. Your people on your Facebook may need to read a message that day that they
Right.
may not have been ready to read 3 months ago. So don't
Right.
be scared to repost that and just choose a different image out of the library.
And thanks for the reminder about using my business page, because I've gotten super lazy, and I will post things, but use my business address as a the location where you pin your location.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And it's weird. So COVID did this really weird thing where everybody was online, right? I think my mother refreshed her feed every 20 seconds on her app. But it conditioned people to go to Facebook for what they thought was the most recent updates and that this is the valid information all the time. So it's conditioned us into a behavior and a habit of checking there before other places. The amount of things I see in a group where they ask a question there instead of simply Googling it is mind blowing. This is my children. My older children do not understand the concept of trying to solve a problem themselves. So they reach out to a group of people to see if they can solve the problem when a simple Google search could have, or ask mom could have done something for them. So people are conditioned to be on Facebook and they're almost addicted to it. Let's take advantage of how they've been conditioned to browse the world from the last few years. And I want them on my page. I want them. on my page. I'm seeing
Oh.
what we're doing and all
Yeah.
the things our great agents are doing.
I just connected to your page, so
Woo woo. Don't forget
we're
to hit
connected
that
now.
like, love, share.
Thank you again for everything.
All right, guys. Any other questions before I cut you loose and give you a few minutes of your day back? It's so nice to see you again. I miss so many of you weekly. All right, friends. We will see you Monday. Look in the growth call for this in just a few minutes. And I'm sure we'll see you on Summer of Shift tomorrow. So we'll see you then. Bye, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, Brooke.
Have a great one.
Bye, everyone. Have a great day.
Yep.